on with the show. The 1990s, the worst decade since the dawn of time. Hypercoloured t-shirts, happy pants. This guy trying to rule the world. This guy getting jiggy with it. No, not with her. With her. But viewers, no matter how bad a decade may be from a political or fashion perspective, you can always rely on the film industry to deliver a masterpiece. And the 1990s gave us this cult classic. Pulp Fiction. Released in 1994, it was directed by then up-and-comer and now Hollywood immortal Quentin Tarantino. It was his second feature-length film, and he had previously directed another cult classic, Reservoir Dogs, only a few years prior. The plot, albeit a confusing one at times, centres around multiple subplots that all interconnect with each other. It revolves around the tales of two mob hitmen, played by Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta, a boxer played by Bruce Willis, a gangster and his wife, played by Ving Rhames and Uma Thurman, and two bandits that hold up a diner, played by Tim Roth and Amanda Plummer. Pulp Fiction quickly etched its way into pop culture folklore. Anyway, let's take a look at 5 fast facts from the film. Number 5! Did you know that other actresses that Tarantino considered for the role of Mia Wallace included Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Joan Cusack and Kate Beckinsale? The studio was interested in either Meg Ryan or Michelle Pfeiffer, as they were well-established stars at that point. However, after auditioning Uma Thurman, Tarantino was sold on the idea of her starring as the dance trophy winner at Jack Rabbit Slims. Michael Madsen was Tarantino's first choice for the now iconic role of Vincent Vega. Madsen, however, turned it down due to a scheduling conflict, and this led to a falling out with the director. Producer Harvey Weinstein was interested in Daniel Day-Lewis for the role. However, Tarantino felt that John Travolta was a perfect fit. This took a fair amount of negotiation, as Weinstein felt that Travolta was a washed-up actor at that point. Instead, it became a career revitalising role for the Saturday Night Fever star. Yep, good old John Travolta. Staying alive. Number 4. One of the key plot lines of the film centres around the contents of the briefcase that Jules Winfield and Vincent Vega obtain at the start of the film when they storm into an apartment building armed and ready for action against a known associate of Marcellus Wallace, who had allegedly stolen the case. The contents of the briefcase remains a mystery to this day, although a common pop culture theory is that it is the soul of Marcellus Wallace. There are little hints throughout the film to suggest this, such as the band-aid on the back of his neck where his soul would have left his body, and the combination of the briefcase is 666, implying that he sold his soul to the devil. However, it was later revealed that the band-aid was there simply because Ving Rhames, the actor who plays Marcellus Wallace, cut the back of his neck whilst shaving his head for the role. Tarantino then decided to implement this into the script. When asked later what was in the briefcase, Tarantino is quoted as saying, "Whatever you want it to be." How about Elvis Presley's ashes? They would have been made of that gold glowing colour. Thank you very much. Number 3. Tarantino is known for paying homage to previous cult classic films. This scene here, for example, with Butch, played by Bruce Willis, makes reference to other films when he picks up an object. The hammer was from Friday the 13th, Part 2. The bat makes reference to 1981's Walking Tall, and the chainsaw from 1974's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Finally, the samurai sword is in reference to Lightning Swords of Death, a Japanese cult classic from 1972. Tarantino also likes to interconnect his own films with each other. For instance, Vincent Vega, played by Travolta, is the brother of Vic Vega, aka Mr. Blonde from Reservoir Dogs. Also in the restaurant scene where Mia describes the pilot that she starred in, if you listen closely to her description, you'll find this is in fact a precursor to Kill Bill, a film that Tarantino would go on to direct some years later. Tarantino has also created some fictional products, Red Apple cigarettes and Big Kahuna burgers, which appear in multiple of his films. Well, I guess the little kangaroo that Butcher's watch sits on is like a precursor to Quentin Tarantino himself trying to speak with an Aussie accent in Django Unchained.
Shut up, Black.
Number 2. Did you know that the red Chevrolet used in the film was actually owned by Quentin Tarantino himself? During production, the car was actually stolen, and funny enough, it was found 19 years later in Oakland, California. It was discovered by chance when two police officers noticed two men stripping the car. One of the cops decided it looked suspicious and questioned the men. Upon investigation, they found that the vehicle's unique identification number was in actual fact that of Quentin Tarantino's 1964 Chevrolet. It was eventually returned to him. Quentin Tarantino films stolen cars. He's got to be claiming royalties for the invention of Grand Theft Auto, surely. Number 1. At the time of its 1994 theatrical release, the film ranked in the top 5 movies of all time for the most frequent use of the English language's most passionate word. The F-bomb is dropped a staggering 265 times throughout the film, and Tarantino's previous film, Reservoir Dogs, also featured on that top 5 list at that time in the mid-90s, with 269 F-bombs. Well, I guess that makes Gordon Ramsay's favourite filmmaker Quentin Tarantino, doesn't it?
You better get your fucking fat head outside your ass and start understanding what the is going on here.
If you like this video, please like and subscribe. My name's Julian, and I am relaxed.